Jeremy, from your perspective, how and why do you get to dominate this league offensively this year?
It's been a crazy 12 months. Obviously, the turnaround from not playing last year to trying to be one of the drivers offensively here. It's a credit to the staff and put me in situations to succeed. And obviously the guys I play with are phenomenal. And you look up and down our lineup. Guys that played in the NHL, guys that will play in the NHL. And we got a lot of talent. So it was a great group of guys to play with this year.
Do you get a plan already in place for you for this summer, or is that something you work on just as the season ends?
Yeah, I think that's something you talk about over the next week. Obviously, stuff's a little fresh still, and I know for some guys it bugs people a little bit longer, like myself. So it's hard to move on, but it's part of life and it's part of hockey. So you try to learn from the situations and be better for next year.
Did you do anything different last summer that maybe helped you going into this year to help you dominate a bit more?
I don't know. I think just stay on the course. I think obviously a big thing here is a process, and the way things evolve is obviously something that the front office and the management have talked about, and I like to think I've had a plan since being drafted in 2015, and I like to think things have been going well, obviously, and we'll see what the summer plan is.
Was it difficult for you to stick with that process and that plan even when maybe you weren't getting the playing time that you wanted previously?
Yeah, absolutely. I think if anybody tells you everything's going right all the time, they're lying right to your face. So obviously there's times where you're challenged, and you lean on older guys, and obviously for me being with Kluner 24/7 pretty much, he's a guy that over the last 2 years I really leaned on, and it's amazing. A guy like that's big and scary to people, but he's got a great heart, and he really cares about the guys he plays with.
Jeremy, you've talked about the opportunities that Sheldon has given you this year, being on that first line, being on the power play. Now that he's been extended for another 2 years here, what does that mean to you that this?
Oh, he did.
Here again?
Good for him.
Sorry.
Good for him. No, that's awesome. Obviously, like you said, Keith from last year when we did win, he looked at me and obviously everybody knows that story now, and he stayed true to his word, and that's a credit to him because it's hard. You want to trust, you want to play for a coach that trusts you, and you trust the coach. So he stuck to his word, and ever since day one he gave me a chance, and I like to think I ran with it a bit.
What was it like for the players having Lawrence around this year versus Kyle? Was anything change or anything different about dealing with Lawrence?
Hockey-wise, they're both great hockey minds. They're both very personable. You can go to them, not even on the ice, off the ice. Living in a big city, by yourself as a kid, sometimes it's hard. And he's always got an open door, and he could talk to you about anything, talk to you about life, talk to you about hockey. So now the way they run the ship is very similar. Obviously, being a GM and assistant GM, and they're great people, and I've been lucky to have them in my first 2 years pro.